everyone, welcome back to my channel. Appreciate you joining me today. I am going to be changing out the oil on my 2009 Turbo Corolla today. I had previously changed it with the very first fill with Amsoil Signature Series 5w-30. So that was the flush. That's what I'm going to be draining out today, and we'll send a sample of this off to Lake to see how that did. And the new fill is also going to be the same oil, 5w-30 Signature Series, but this will be the first pure fill. I used this car to go down to Toyota Fest down in California and back, so I'm a little shy of 5,000 miles on it. So we're going to change this out, and that way we'll run the 530 through the summertime heat, and we'll check that one after the next fill. So let's go ahead and get going. I got everything ready. Let me show you what we got. For this oil change, I'm going to be, as I'd said before, going to be installing the Amsoil Signature Series 5w-30. I've got a Toyota oil filter with it. This is one thing I've kept consistent across it because I didn't want there to be any difference in filtration. So all of the oil changes with Pennzoil Ultra Platinum and Amsoil will be a Toyota filter. Some cars will use the F1, some the N1. Same filter, it's just the F1 is about an inch taller. So if I have the room, I use the longer filter. Got a new drain plug gasket. This is the best oil filter tool that I have ever found. I like it even more than the Toyota one, and it costs less money. So it fits both the N1 and F1 oil filters, and it also fits the canister type. So if you have a Corolla with a canister type, or a Prius, or a number of the other Toyotas that have the canister, this also fits it perfectly. 14 millimeter wrench to take off the drain plug, and this is for this. So I got a filter so we can pour the new oil in, and a pair of gloves and some rags. Down below I've got my tray and my drain pan. I will also be doing, so this is 5 quarts here. The car takes a little bit less, but I've got a full quart here. So after I drain the oil, I will pour this into the drain and flush out any old oil that's still in the pan. And there's always old oil in there. When you first see it, you see how black and dirty it can be, and then you can tell when the fresh, clean oil is pushing through. So I think that's a big benefit to doing when you're doing oil changes. Get all the dirty oil out of there. Get all the crud out of there. The other thing that I will be doing, I need to pull it out, is the sample cap for getting the sample of oil so I can send off to Lake. So let me grab that and we'll get underneath and start draining. First thing though, before I even get to that point, is I need to loosen this. Oh, whew, it's hot. I just drove it and it's a 90-degree day, so that sucker's hot. All right, let's get started. So we've got the oil drain plug right here. The oil filter's right back there. This is a magnetic oil plug on this. And away we go. That's the one thing, the magnetic one will just stay right there. Okay, let's get her. Fill. Don't need that much. It's got a fill line on it, so it's a little bit. There we go. That's perfect. Put our cap on this. That's one more sample ready to go. So it's real simple with Speed Diagnostics, because they send you these, and then all you do is go in online and you log the sample ID number and then tag it to the corresponding vehicle you've got, and that's it. Nice and easy. This is why I flush some oil through it. So this lower panel right here will never drain. The plug, the hole is up a little bit, and so there's about a 1/4 inch of the pan that old dirty oil sits in right there. And I don't want that old dirty oil for the next change, so I prefer to get it out. So you are going to see right now the difference there. Let me do this. Let me zoom in a little bit. And that way you'll have a better chance of seeing. At first, when I go flush this now, you'll see dark, dirty oil, and then you'll see it change to nice clean. And I always do at least a half a quart, and a lot of times just for simplicity's sake, I'll even do a full quart. I did the whole quart today. I've got the extra gallon, so what I do is I fill the gallon into the quart, because the quarts are a little cheaper. Not a lot, but they're a little bit cheaper. So now when I get back under here, it's already looking better. I'll actually have to look at the video when I'm editing it, and to be able to see the dirty oil as that pushes out. I do need to get under here anyway, but I'll do it on my lift and change out the oil pressure sending unit, so it acted up on me on my road trip, and I have a new one now to put in there. Yeah, I'm just going to let that dribble. Let's see about getting off our oil filter. Sometimes the hardest thing about this is not getting the oil that's draining on you, because this lines up to almost exactly where the drips are. Slide this off. You can see how easily that slides on and off. It is just the most perfect fit that I've ever seen for an oil filter tool. I'll spin this a little bit. Let that drain out. Most of that oil has come out of the filter and what the filter holds. Remember, this is still plenty warm. I've got a fan behind me, so it's actually helping cool it off a little bit. And then once that comes, then I just put it face down so it can empty out. And I always cut them open and look, even though I've never really ever had an issue. So what I did is I refilled my quart from my spare gallon, and then I'm going to go ahead and pre-fill the filter. This is a horizontal filter. A lot of people tell me I can't do that on a horizontal filter, and I would beg to differ, because I never have any problem. Spin it on there, and I normally lose very little, and sometimes I haven't even seen a drop come out, because that filter medium is it's like a sponge. It soaks it all up. And once you get it around the threads, it's not going anywhere, because the anti-drain back valve right here prevents it from coming out there. It'll only come out the hole, the middle hole. I'll let that continue to drip. I always like to wipe the surface of where the oil filter mates up. So let's see if I get lucky this time. So I kind of get it right up under it, and then I just turn it. Yeah, look at that. Didn't see a single drop come from here. I'm telling you guys, it's just not that hard. And then with this car's nice and easy, and luckily this oil filter is cool now. But I usually turn it about as hard as I can get it with my hand, and then I'll double check it after I put oil in it and start it up, and I just make sure there's no leaks. Got my new gasket for this. I'll put this on, but I will. There we go. Perfect. Give a little my wrench, and once again, doesn't have to be super tight, guys. Just snug. This car takes 4.5 quarts, but I already poured some oil from here into the oil filter. I want to shake this up. Always shake it. You want to make sure that additive package is dispersed within the oil. It's been sitting on a shelf. It can kind of, go to the bottom of it. Now, all I have to do is add the gallon. And from my previous experiences, it will be right on the money. There we go. I'll let that drip into it a little bit. Okay. Get that off. Get this off. I do love this funnel too. It just makes it so much easier since it screws right into the valve cover. Well, let's get started on this guy. And what I do is I use the oil filter wrench and just to hold it makes it a lot easier. It doesn't pivot in my hand. I used to try to hold it with my hand or a rag, and it's so slimy because it's got oil on it and my hand's got oil, and this was much easier. Oh yeah, there we go. There it comes. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to take a look. Let's pull that out. Always look for any sparkles, which I don't see any at all. Yeah, there's nothing in there. Nothing at all. Which is what I love to see. Because this engine now has 148,000 miles on it. It's been turbocharged for, almost 60,000 miles or so? These pleats just look perfect. You would think this was an engine with 25,000 miles on it. I mean, they're no carbon, no metal shavings. This is why you do the maintenance, guys. Now, I do maintenance a little more than a lot of people would on this, especially because now it's turbocharged. And turbocharged engines just create a lot more heat. They break things down quicker. So I do not mind changing the oil out a little more often. I normally will change it out every 6 months or 5,000 miles, depending on which comes first. So like this time, I just changed it, a month ago? 2 months ago, maybe? Yeah, maybe 2 months ago. But because of my road trip to California and back, it got more miles a little quicker. And that's okay. Cars are meant to be driven. Drive them, enjoy them. When I mounted this initially, when I was doing my turbo install, I ended up kind of fashioning a little homemade bracket here and mounted it right to that. So for those of you that do not understand the benefits of a catch can and why it's so nice, is this hose right here runs down to the PCV valve. This hose right here runs directly into the intake. Normally in a stock configuration, there's a hose that looks like a U. It comes out of the PCV valve and then runs right back into the intake. The problem with that is when it's pressurized, it sucks gas, oil, moisture, which has water in it, all kinds of stuff, from the engine back into the intake. Now what it does to the intake is it gunks it up. So it's not, the gases are not a big thing. The problem is the liquids. So what this does is everything now gets sucked up into the can, and the can separates it. So all of the liquids and oils, waters, all that stuff, they're heavier and they sink to the bottom through a filter screen, and the gases are allowed to come up and escape and then come through here, and they get sucked into the intake. That keeps all of that crud out of your intake. Your intake will stay cleaner and not having to deal with all of that. Remember, just condensation and stuff gets in there, so even those waters and stuff, you don't necessarily care about the engine trying to burn that off. Let this capture it and then filter it out. Well, I'm going to take this. I've got a big bolt here, and I am just going to take that off. Well, it went all the way through. I didn't realize it didn't have the nut didn't have a lip on it. And you know, every time I do that, I remember it doesn't have a nut. But luckily this car doesn't have a tray under it, so it just goes all the way down. I'll take that off. Now I can kind of get this and get my hand under it. The problem is sometimes this is really hard. There it goes. Really hard to get loose. Not a ton of stuff in there, but it's stuff I want to clean out. I try to remember to do this every oil change. So I'll come around here and show you the filter part, or the screen, or whatever you want to call it. So here is the little screen that sits down in the can, and that allows the gases to come up, but not the heavier liquids. It's all fluid that was pumped up from the engine that would have gone right into the intake and gunked it up. And the more you can capture and not do that, the better off your engine's going to be. So I'll pour this out and we'll spin it back on. Now I don't have to worry about anything leaking from it. And there's an O-ring in the top of this, just in case you're wondering why it doesn't leak out from this. But I've never allowed it to get so full where it would start backing up. Cinched up the bolt real quick, so that is nice and snug again and good to go. I just got to give it a quick start and check everything underneath and make sure nothing's leaking, and this oil change will be one for the books. Every car's a little different. I believe, I can never remember each one of these, but this car is on trip A. So put it on trip A, turn the key off, and then while you're holding this, turn the key, which I can't do with two hands, I need three. But what it does is it flashes a bunch of lines, and then the mileage will pop back up. There you see it. I hope I caught it at the end. So, and then at the end of it, when it finishes flashing the lights, the mileage will come back. So that just shows my trip mileage for this gas tank. So that is done. I have a little steno pad that I keep all my maintenance in. I mean, every single thing I've ever done to the car. And there it is. It was the 24th today, and I was right. I was thinking that's what it was, but I wasn't certain. Not that it makes a huge difference, but I have video proof anyway, doing the videos of all the work and maintenance that I do, so it works out quite well. And then what I also do, I come over here, and then I always zero trip B. So trip B is what I keep track of my oil filter, or my oil changes. Trip A is every time I fill up. Everything's looking real good. No oil dripping from either one. Well, I wrapped up the oil change on the turbo Corolla. So thanks for joining me, guys. Any questions, please holler. I appreciate the support. Like and subscribe and do all that good stuff that the algorithm would like to help out us small channel guys. And until next time, we'll see you down the road.